right, so I don't know where this popped up necessarily at. I want to say it probably because Perkins was talking about Butler, the Miami Heat should trade Butler. But nah, not for that. It's now gone everywhere to where it's like, oh, where can Butler go? They decided to trade him due to all this losing streak. Which one I want to say is very wild to me that we do this with the Heat every year of like their losing streak. Should they break it up and all this other stuff? When I'm like, this happens every year. They go through a losing streak, and then normally after All-Star break, they normally pick it up, and all of a sudden they're like either playing well if they don't get hurt to where they're like in the middle pack of the seeds, or they get everybody healthy and rested to play in the playing game. And I'm sorry, there's not too many people in the playing game that I'm like they should be afraid of. I was like, maybe if the Magic or something like that, like them fall like one of them young teams like that. But I mean, no. Anyway, in saying that, I was a good point that he's like 34 and the rest of the team is basically under 30. So on that hand, I do understand. I do understand that where just like go ahead and roll out what you can with the young core, see where that goes. I'm like, even though they made the play for Terry, as well, but I'm like, he still is young, so it doesn't really affect it that type of way. But let's say Butler is on the move. Now, I think the Heat would try to get Butler in a place that he would like or have a chance to play. I think that they would do that honorable thing. But I don't think they're so honorable where they're just going to just let him go anywhere. Like they threw out the Knicks as a possibility. I've seen that the possibility, and people are like, and I'm like, I don't know about it. He's going to take it to the Knicks because, and this also goes with Philly as well, just because I don't know how much you want to give your competition that much. Where it's like kind of like him on the Sixers. Now you're talking about them being up there at a threat with the rest of the unit. Like everybody's already like, they may, at least be like number 2. But with Butler, I'm like, okay, they got something that they could do against Boston and Milwaukee. And I was like, I don't care what you say about Boston. I was like, we see how they sometimes get in the playoffs, so I got to see them really in the playoffs. It's cool right now, but I got to see them in the playoffs. Giving them to the Knicks, the way the Knicks have been playing, and also if you got Brunson, I was like, depending on who you have to give up, which I mean, I feel like the Knicks would probably try to do like Grimes for a year, something like that. I feel like that's what they would try to do. Then trying to give up DiVincenzo or Hart, and they just got OG. But if you have Brunson, like OG, Butler, Randall, I was like, I don't know how. I was like, Miss Robinson might be out, out. But whether it's Harcine and Achua, and then you got on the bench DiVincenzo and Josh Hart, and I'm pretty sure they'll probably get some. I'm just saying, that's a championship team. That's a team that can win the championship. And now they're matching Boston. It don't seem like it because they don't have the names or the all-stars in that type of way, but they match up against Boston, and they could beat Boston. And they play hard and tough than Boston. But you also got OG and Butler that's like, we got the perimeter. So Brown, Tatum, what's up? Butler beat y'all ass by himself. Butler cooked Drew Holiday already. So I'm like, they would get So I don't know if Miami would do that, but some other places I think that'd be cool. I was like, I seen like Dallas, and I'm like, to me that would be able to take Dallas to be serious. I was like, you gotta do that, play defense, a dude that can take the pressure off of Luka having to carry the team, but also Luka will be able to take all the pressure off Butler. So I was like, and you allow everybody else to play offense, whether that's Kyrie and Luka. Because Butler's like, cool, I'll do the dirty work. I'll play against the toughest people, and I'll still hit buckets. I'll still do what I need to do during when it's time to do it. So I think that'd be a good spot. They got a couple young people that I'm pretty sure they could package up with. A high price contract that they just don't care about anymore. Can't think of it off the top of my head. Somebody else I seen the Kings, and I'm like, I no, cause I'm like Jimmy just doesn't fit the Kings the way the Kings play. The Kings like to do so much up and down. I'm like, that's not Jimmy Butler's style. That's not what he does. Like, would he amplify your team? You know, cause he doesn't need the ball. He passes really well. He defends, and that's like they got young pieces that the Heat would take that, you know, with Keegan and stuff, and probably uh, Mitchell, but that just doesn't fit for the roster construction. Uh, I was like, a team I could see for Butler, but I don't think they would do it, is the Pelicans, because Riley would be trying to get Ingram, and you're not trading Ingram for Butler. I don't think you. I was like, you ain't trading Zion for Butler. I don't even know if Riley would want Zion. Maybe they think that they could do something different, so maybe. But they got the pieces. They got the young talent. The problem is that, do you want to give that depth of young talent of, like, because you're gonna have to do like Murphy, you're gonna have to do Herb Jones, uh, Dyson. You're gonna have to give them up for Butler, and that's why I'm like, I don't think they do it. They got too many pieces. Plus, they got two. You know, they got McCollum, but they got Brandon Ingram, and they got Zion. I feel like, no, that's not the piece that you would probably plug in for them, because you're gonna have to give up one of those two people. I like the Lakers. I was like, no, don't give. I mean, it'd be cool because I was like, Butler probably get the appreciation he deserved over there, but nah, I don't think that's the pickup that they necessarily need. It would help in some aspects of it, because you get the secondary score. I was like, he could be more. I was like, I mean, another person that could shoot off the dribble. I was like, he doesn't. I was like, with Anthony Davis and LeBron there, he had a lot more of, like, he doesn't have to carry the load in that type of way. His 3-point shooting is what mesh really difficult, but he also will be able to guard a dude that, where, like, cool LeBron, you don't gotta do that. You could actually guard a secondary dude or whatever. But I was like, I just can't see that one in that type of way. I don't think there's really that many places he can go to really, you know. I was like, outside the first couple I said, I was like, I don't really know anybody else that he could realistically go to, you know, that could really help them. Like, oh well, he wouldn't go back to the Timberwolves, but I'm like, that'd be a good play. They just got too much money over there. Oklahoma City is like, that's too young to make that type of a move. Um, yeah, so Golden State's tricky, because this all always hinges off of, to me, are you willing to make that bet? Because that's another, because I was like, I think they're gonna sign Clay for how much, who knows? But Butler signed his contract, so therefore he's already in that, for the long haul. You could trade Wiggins, but what else are you gonna trade? Because I was like, Wiggins not gonna do it on his own. I don't really know how many draft picks they really got that they can really sell out like that. But you're not gonna do Wiggins and Kuminga for Butler, are you? Or would you do? I was like, and you can't take Moody back because you got Hero there. So now, on one hand, I was like, now you want to do something crazy. If you did like Wiggins, Moody, Hero, and Butler, you had to put somebody else in it. Because I was like Hero makes more than Moody, but something like that'd be crazy. But I'm just saying, there's just not. You had to get really creative to me to do this if you want to move Butler. But to me, I was like, might as well just wait until the off season. Like, he's not gonna get nothing back that's gonna make them any better than what they are. So really, you're just doing this just to make Butler feel good, or, you know, to do that. Like, I think you can get more assets probably in the off season for Butler. Like, yes, he's gonna be going on a year older, but you put him on the right team, it works. Because I'm like, the right team, then Butler doesn't have to be Butler in Miami, but he brings all that same quality to what he can do to the other team. Like, this would be a good, probably next year. is the Grizzlies. And I was like, Morant, Bane, you got Smart in some range there, but you get Butler, who's a better player than Marcus Smart, but basically what you sort of ask or want out of Marcus Smart is basically in Butler. I was like, he's a better passer. I was like, rebounder. I was like, scorer. But he could also take over when, because I'm like, Bane has shown like he can at times, but not really. JJ is not, Triple J is not really that type of guy in that way. Um, but when I was like, but Jimmy Butler could get his type of like scoring in a way that Ja does it, and I was like, so you can lean on him at the end. And he, even though he's older than that crop is a really old group, has been in the playoffs a bit. So they're young in age, but they're not young in experience. So to me, that would be the really cool place to have Butler go. But yeah, like I said, I was like, something to be better in the off season. I think right now it's just a talking point. But it's a cool talking point nonetheless. But anyway, where you think Butler could go? Who you think would be a good spot for Butler for what Butler is and stuff like that? Going in, I was like, you want to train him at the trade deadline, or you wait until the off season? His age also being a factor as well too. But there's a lot. There's places that he can go. Right. Anyway, till next time.